Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, Jayam Vishpar Paramahamsa, Privraj Acharya, Astotara Sata Srimad, Bhakti Rakha Kshira Dev Goswami Maharaj, Jais Parikara, Om Vishpar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Ki Jai. So what is Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat and its distinctions? Thank you, Prabhu. To explain to this world what is Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, what is its purpose, preaching matter or distinctions, and is an extremely difficult task. But it is even more difficult to make those who are engrossed in and inspired by the commonplace ideas appreciated even partially. Still, this Mat's founder Acharya, Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakha Kshira Dev Goswami Maharaj, his successor Saivite Acharya, Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj, and his appointed current president Acharya, Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj, strive tirelessly to rescue the conditioned souls in India, as well as all over the world, through practicing and preaching the teachings of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a pure way, following the path of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Just before I go any further, if anyone at any point wants to say something or has questions or wants to just discuss anything they feel, please feel free to say something. The founder Acharya of the worldwide Sri Chaitanya Mat and Gaudiya Mat, Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, preached the teachings of Mahaprabhu all over the world. And among the Dikpal, worshipful guardian acharyas that came to help him, there was Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakha Kshira Dev Goswami Maharaj, a true scholar of Sanskrit and a great teacher. Srila Sridhar Maharaj took shelter at the feet of his Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in 1926. Seeing Srila Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj's unflinching erudition and other devotional qualities, Srila Prabhupada conferred upon him sannyas order in 1930. Sri Prabhupada Pad Stavaka Sujanad Vuda Radhitapada Jugam, composed by Srila Sridhar Maharaj, proved very dear to the devotees, and to this day is chanted at all Gaudiya Mats. When Srila Prabhupada saw Srila Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj's Srimad Bhaktivinod Viraha Dasikam, he was very happy. You all know that just before Srila Prabhupada disappeared, his heart was touched by the kirtan, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, that he heard from Srila Sridhar Maharaj's mouth. After Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, feeling extremely dejected, Srila Bhakti Rakha Kshira Dev Goswami Maharaj left for Vrindavan. There he stayed at Pavan Sarovar near Nandagram. At that time, he received an Akashvani, divine message from Srila Prabhupada and Srimati Radharani. Srila Prabhupada told him, I have kept you here so that you could preach Rupa Raghunath's line and rescue the conditioned souls. Why have you come to Vrindavan to practice on your own in solitude? Hearing this message, Srila Sridhar Maharaj immediately left Vrindavan and came to Sri Kolaganj Navadvip Dham. There he made a thatched house on the bank of the Ganges and named it Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. It was 1941. After that, many of Srila Prabhupada's disciples came to Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and many among them took initiation into the sannyas mantra from him. When the founder Acharya of ISKCON, Om Vishnupad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, was preaching in various countries, his disciples asked him, Who will we hear Hari Katha from after you? In reply to that, Srila Swami Maharaj said, Srila Sridhar Maharaj is my Siksha Guru and a bona fide Vaishnav and scholar. If you listen to Hari Katha from him, you will achieve spiritual advancement, and I will also be happy. Following that, many devotees from Western countries surrendered to Srila Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj took shelter at the lotus feet of Srila Guru Maharaj in 1947. When he first took Brahmacharya initiation, his name was Sri Gurendu Brahmachari. During his Brahmachari life, Srila Gurudev did a lot of service to Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat and helped Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj in many ways. In 1985, Srila Sridhar Goswami Maharaj conferred sannyas and the name Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj on her Sri Guru Pad Padma. At that time, Srila Guru Maharaj handed over all responsibility for the Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat to him. After Srila Sridhar Maharaj's disappearance in 1988, Srila Gurudev tirelessly and assiduously preached the teachings of Sri Chaitanya in various corners of the world and opened 130 branches of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj took shelter at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev in 1992. When he first came to the shelter of Gurudev, the Brahmachari name he was given was Sri Vinod Ranjan Brahmachari. Since that time, following the order of his Gurudev, he has been expanding the branches of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat in various corners of India, West Bengal in particular. In 1999, Srila Gurudev conferred sannyas order onto him, and his name became Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj Jai. Inspired by Srila Sridhar Maharaj and striving to fulfill the strong desire of his Srila Gurudev, he renovated Govinda Kund at Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, Navadvip, and established there the temples of Sri Giriraj and Lord Shiva. He also installed the deities of Sri Gaura Nityananda at the birthplace of Sri Nityananda Prabhu in Acharya. In 2009, on his holy appearance day, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govindadev Goswami Maharaj declared and appointed Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj the future President Acharya of the temple in front of Indian and foreign devotees. After Srila Gurudev's disappearance in 2010, by his assiduous effort and blessings of Srila Gurudev, he has been fulfilling Srila Gurudev's desire and establishing the temples in various places in India and abroad. Below we have tried to present an overview of some of the distinctions of Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat. 1. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat is not one of the numerous organizations existent in this world, nor is it their competitor, nor does it claim that you must consider it the best in comparison to any of them, because more or less the majority of the organizations in this world aim at religiosity, material prosperity, sense gratification and liberation, or claim to be preachers of some concocted religion in the name of devotion. Number 2. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat preaches and practices selfless devotion to the Lord. In this world, there is no scarcity of organizations that practice false devotion or display external rituals of devotion. It is a distinctive characteristic of this holy Mat temple that it first studies what shows off devotional material pursuits behind it are the frenzy of the desires for dharma, artha, kama, moksha, religiosity, prosperity, sense gratification and liberation, and then creates a moat around the fort of pure devotion that protects it carefully against them. Just regarding number 1, like recently, me and my wife, we attended the, some friends, his guru was visiting from ISKCON, and it was like his 50th sannyas celebration, and just so we attended, out of respect. And one thing I sort of noticed in the way that within, and I'm not trying to be deprecating of ISKCON, but one thing I noticed very much in the way that the discussion around Krishna consciousness is based around service to Krishna, and almost an approach of trying to achieve liberation. It's back to Godhead. Everything is about, going back to Godhead, and it's almost in a way like a kind of approach of Christianity of seeking salvation or liberation. And when I thought about it, and I was thinking how it differs to what we hear in Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, and everything that we hear in our line is service to Guru and Vaishnava. That is always the number one thing, is that we must take shelter there in service of Guru and Vaishnava. We are not thinking so much about what is we are going to get at the end of this, what is it is in it for us. And, of course we all have our own anarthas and our desires still, but I notice very much in our mat that is the kind of approach that we have. It's always like, how can we serve the devotees? How can we serve Gurudev? And we're not thinking so much about going back to Godhead. And myself, when I look at myself, for me, trying to even imagine serving in that world, it's like something so far out there. I cannot even begin to conceive of that. And always, our only connection to that world actually is Guru and Vaishnava. Outside of that, we have no connection there to that world, We cannot step into that plane. That was just some little thing I thought whilst there anyway. Number 3. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat does not consider devotion to be a faculty of body and mind. Devotion is realized as an unrestrained, causeless, natural, and eternal propensity of the soul, devoidless of any material designations, and fixed at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Whereas various organizations accept the word devotion, some even go as far as to superficially claim that devotion is the best of the 4 goals of life: religiosity, material prosperity, sense gratification, and liberation. Others consider that devotion is one of the remedies comparable to other practices such as karma, jnana, yoga, etc. Yet others accept superficially, lip deep only, that devotion is the highest among such practices. But they all describe devotion as per se more or less a conscious or unconscious propensity of the mind. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat is ready to neither compromise devotion in any way nor jumble it with any mental faculty. So I guess here it's making that distinction between devotion as being some sentimental thing and contrasting it to being a natural propensity of the soul. Its very nature and existence is of devotion. Number 4. Concocted religious bigotry, fanaticism, and the so-called unifying doctrines with their bitter experience create religions featuring hidden religion fanaticism or religious doctrine to suit your liking. The message that Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat carries has nothing to do with the preachings of any such bigotry. Just as people call an unrivaled, unchallengeable truth, truth, when one and only Supreme Absolute is called Advitya, one without second, when according to the Upanishad's maxim, Na tat samas chabhyada kascha drishyate, there is no one equal to him or greater than him, the absolute truth is called unequaled and unsurpassed. When a son says about his one and only father, he is my father, the other person is not my father. When a chaste lady says, he is my husband, the other person is not my husband. In the same way, when we consider and call someone bigot or arrogant, speaking in general or about somebody in particular, we think that such people are ignorant, i.e., it is an indicative of their absence of knowledge regarding the nature of the world, Sambandha Gyan. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat is not ready to sacrifice reality, and integrity by thrusting it on the sacrificial pole of popularity and public opinion. So I guess it's, again, sort of trying to establish that Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat, we're not willing to compromise our principles, we're not willing to dilute the message of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and ultimately Sri Chaitanya himself.